Yo, yo, yo. Yo, welcome everybody to Power Plays Palace, man. It's your boy, man. We up Wednesday morning. Let's see what we got here. So let's take a quick look at the charts. All right, on yesterday, we were looking for a spy to possibly, if it could break above the 714.85 area, which is the pre-market high from yesterday, we have an entry around 715 to 760 with a stop below 713.80. Targets being 716.80, 718.50, and 720.80. On the rejection side, we were looking for rejection near the 713.80, 714.85 area with our entry 713.80 to 714.90 on the star, with our stop placed above 716.20. Our target 712, 710, 80, and 709.45. And that's what we were looking at for yesterday. So let's take a look at the chart. All right, so wow, yesterday spot opened up here at 7-11. So yesterday, you can see in our pre-market, it was spot was going all over the place, honestly. But it came down here early in the pre-market and touched 709.44, and then it ran back up here. But it opened up today at 711, 78. Then it ran up to 712.89. All right, which was different in a way because it didn't keep going like it had been doing. You know, a couple of days had been just popping up and then shooting down, but it didn't. It took it and it ran back down and retouched and actually established a new lower today. Then it consolidated to about 12 o'clock. Really, no. I said really start making a move off of this candle. Really touch, pull back, but around 709.45. And from there, it worked its way back up for the rest of the day, 712, before it closed the day at 711.68, which is right around where it opened up at 711.78. So it pretty much, in my opinion, what I would call that's a $3 range for real. But I would say that that's pretty much on a bigger scale. So if I was go to the 15-minute chart, for instance, if I was go to the 15-minute chart, it's really a tight area, man, like all day. And so that was a good move, good day. So if you played the chart, then you would have had to play it off a pullback because of where it started at. And then when it went back up, it did touch the 712 area on the put side, but it started and went up and it didn't touch none of my levels to trigger the reaction back the other way. So you had to basically playing it on one chart. This is a time where sometimes your levels kind of get out of whack. And that was one of those things yesterday because everything went kind of sideways for most of the day. Now let's look at the chart for the day. And I think, I'm going to say that, I think this momentum was building because we got the 30th is tomorrow. So you got Apple having earnings this week, and I think there's a couple more stocks that have earnings this week in the tech area. So that usually have an effect on the market. But for today, what we've been looking at, because of the pre-market high, man, this thing went all the way up to 715.76 in the pre-market already. And the low so far was 711.38. So we're looking for a breakout long if it goes above that pre-market high with an entry around 715.90 to 716.60 or a stop below 714.20. Target being 717.80, 720.20, 723. And then on the put side, we're looking for a rejection short near 715.20 the 715.76 entry 715.20 to 716 with a stop above 717.20. Our targets being 713, 80, 712, 89, and 711, 38. And that's based off of the ranges that we use. All right. So let's look at the pre-market so you can kind of see what happened. So when the market opened up at it opened up at 715.76, which would have been a gap up from where it closed overnight at 712. But the thing is, it closed that gap immediately and came back down here and stayed back down here. I did, adjusted my colors on my line so you can see that this VWAP here, this orange line, this VWAP, it was above the VWAP, then it pushed back below the VWAP, and it's kind of been staying around this VWAP. Then we got the 9-day, which is the blue line, the 21-day, which is that red line. That's there. And these are my moving averages that I use. It's kind of guide to see what's going on. Because typically what happens, if the 9 goes above the 21, typically you see a push up, and in reverse, you see a push down. So let me show you where we got that at. Right here, you can see where the 9 goes above, you got a little push up, but now the 21 goes above it. Dry this thing back now. Then the 9 goes back above this blue line, and then it pushes it way back up. So that's what we're looking at now. And as you can see, these previous days where these levels are, and this yellow line is the previous day high from yesterday. You see these previous days are places where it could be resistant, but we're starting to move now past the 712 range back up. So we can see that it could be some movement. So you can kind of see. So in the pre-market, this is what we're looking at. This thing went extremely high to 715.76 when it opened, but then it pushed all the way down. And it kind of stayed in this area so far to a 711 and 712 to 712, 13, up 713, that area. So we'll see how it plays out. But so far, right now, I'm not sure because this is a big, ugly candle to push this thing down. And I looked through the news cycle overnight. There's nothing too major, not anything that you haven't seen recently. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. But that's our trade plan for today. So we're gonna get it in. We're gonna see what happens, and we're gonna go from there. But we're gonna be disciplined. Stay disciplined and stay within your levels. If it doesn't trade within your range, man, there's nothing wrong with not trading. Now, this is not financial advice. This is just some advice from a person who trade every day. I'm your boy, man, at Power Plays Palace. If you want to trade with us, come on over and trade with us, man, at Power Plays. We're in the group Discord. Click on it, join us, and come on in. But if anything I say help you become a better trader or it helps you with a trade today, hey, like, share, and subscribe, man. And let's get this thing in, and I'll catch y'all tomorrow, man. It's Power Plays Palace, man. We out.
Yapını. This one said, even though particularly different one, with that.